Okay, so I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to stop suddenly. So now, as I was saying, we had the meeting yesterday. So now the meeting consists of everyone being there. We was told that everybody there. So now my concern was them all right, let me just stop what I'm doing and pay attention to the video. Okay. So now my concern was whether or not they were going to throw shade at me or throw stones at me or just put me in the category of non-existence. Okay. I don't want to call names. Well, I'm not calling names. Pastor, bishop will be considered my leaders, and the evangelists will cover the evangelists, deacons the deacons, missionary. That way, I ain't gotta say no names. So now, the shade did not come from the pastor. Okay. So now understand what I'm saying. I just want to do a disclaimer. I am not going, well, let me put it this way. I am not out to scandalize or downgrade my pastor or my bishop, okay? This video is only speaking on my feelings in reference to a church meeting that we had in my church. This is not against no leaders, not even mine. This is not even against no one. This is just my feelings and my opinions and speaking facts on what was said and my response to what was said. My response, now let me just throw this in there as well. What I'm saying here is not what I said there. I did not say anything. Question was directed at me. I answered the question. There were some other things that were said. I wanted to say something, but I did. Okay. End of disclaimer. Now, as I said, shade was not said by pastor. She actually came to my defense in some things that were being done in reference to my back to church service. Now, previous videos, which y'all can go into and watch, they may be long or they may be short. You can get to, I'll go and rerun the video back and maybe insert in the description bar what exactly minutes you can go to actually hear what you want to hear in reference to the Back to Church Sunday. But there is just, I think it's 2 or maybe 3 videos, even if it's just one, that is geared on the Back to Church Sunday from the beginning to when it actually started and within this month. So now, she actually came to my defense in reference to things that had happened prior to that day and how she was going to...
Okay, we want to hear all about it. Janice, we'll see you soon. Thank you much. Top congressional leaders are now pushing back after President Trump yesterday would not commit to a peaceful transfer of power.
You too. Say you too. Okay. Peaceful transfer of power. Well, he got a transfer of power. All right. So now, with that being said, now we go to the bishop. Now, the bishop did not degrade me directly. He did not throw shade to me directly. because what was being said was in reference to those that was in charge. Now, maybe underlying, you know how you have underlying conditions? Maybe underlying motives was the reason why he said what he said, but I can't direct it to him purposely saying what he said. So now, even though that was said, there was something that was said that was directly for me. And that was when he said he was speaking about the people not working together and how certain auxiliaries can't work together, how certain presidents can't interact with the vice president. We all supposed to be working together. It shouldn't be any problem. We being saved, we being saints or being saved, we shouldn't have no problem working together. So now I just want to throw this into that part, right? Because as I talk, since you're not really hearing the audio of what was said, I got to take piece by piece on what I say to let you understand how it really went. So now with him saying that, I wanted to comment and say to him, well, Bishop, you have to understand, or try to understand, some ways that I may put my words seem to be offending people. So I don't know whether I should say you have to understand, or you should understand, or try to understand. So let me know. Listen to this video when you hear me say it. Tell me which way I should or could. I didn't say it, so which way I could say it. I should say it. So I'm going to use this term. Try to understand that when it comes to working together with saints, Holy Ghost filled saints, or saved people, or saved saints, it's a matter of it's a matter of the individual. It doesn't have anything to do with the word saved. It doesn't have anything to do with I'm going to throw this out there, the Bible, salvation. It's the individual. You see what I'm saying? Because when you put the word save in a sentence and put it with Christians, save saints, save Christians, save people, now in other words, you're kind of like putting the blame on the word save. And save is connected to God. Save is connected to Jesus. Save is connected to salvation. So now you're actually saying that if you save, and this person is saved, and that person is saved, and you can't work together, I don't understand why saved folks can't work together. You're putting everybody in a hole when you have to separate it and explain it in a form of, okay, you got to call out the person. What's the problem, Deke or brother or minister, that you can't interact with your vice president? What's the problem, evangelist, that you cannot interact with the other evangelists? Evangelists. That you cannot. What's the problem, elder, that you cannot interact with the evangelists and the missionaries? So now you are pinpointing the head of the problem so that it can be resolved. So now, once you pinpoint the auxiliary head, now you can get to the cause of the problem. Because if you go to the elder and ask her why she's not interacting with the evangelists and the missionaries, now whoever is in the presence of that elder, because you shouldn't be having this convo if the elder's not there. So if the elder is there, then you can get the situation solved. Because if the evangelists and missionaries are going to be honest, then they should say if there is a reason why they're not interacting with that elder. If the evangelists and missionaries are in present, then that elder can give her or his reason why he's not interacting with the evangelist now. So that way, everybody can speak their mind, peace, explain, and go on to the next segment. So now, once that was said, that's what I wanted to say. So do not put it out on the evangelist not working with the elder, being a saved person, because salvation does make the difference. But in order for salvation to make the difference, the individual has to want to be saved and change. So now if the person is saved, got the Holy Ghost in them, now the individual has to allow the Holy Ghost to do the work. So now if you got issues with people, you have to admit to those issues, not put the issue on the other person when it's you that got the issue. Now maybe the next person that you're having the issue with, the evangelist or the missionary, maybe they have an issue with you as well. But try not to make their issue be there because of your issue. Let them have their own issue, so that when it's addressed, it can't fall on you. It can't say, well, the reason why I'm feeling this way is because the elder does this, or the elder does that, or the elder does not call me, or the elder goes out and does not inform me, and then comes back and then make it seem like I didn't want to go. Don't let that be on the elder. Let the elder reach out to that evangelist, that missionary, if they get them. All right, I'm going out such and such a time. I want you to come along with me. You see what I'm saying? If you are in charge of that particular, if that particular ministry or whatever, you indicate, I'm gonna throw this in there. It comes a time that you can't ask. When you get hired on a job, when you go for the interview, they ask you what hours are you available. And they also tell you, well, I'm expecting you to do weekends. Oh, what days? Well, right now we're not sure. Once you get in there and the schedule is made, then we'll let you know. So now, when you get in there and you done start working, you could have been working for a week and been off every weekend. This particular week, they tell you got to work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now you want to put a huff up. You didn't let me know. You didn't ask me. They indicated that in the interview. You follow me? So now you got a huff. Now you're mad. Now you going around the job talking about your supervisor, your manager. Now you feel like, well, you're going to take matters in your hand and you ain't coming to work. How dare you? Okay, so it's the same way with the church. I'm not gonna say salvation. It's the same way with things being done in the church. You are the elder. You indicate what you want done. When is this gonna be done? Well, I'll get back to you and let you know. But I want to go Monday through Friday. Now you already got an indication of what's going on. Well, what days are you going? Well, I'm not sure. I'll get back to you. What days are you unavailable? Well, I'm unavailable Monday and Wednesday. So when the elder get together to do the outreach or whatever it is she's doing, she knows that Evangelist Jones won't be able to make it Monday and Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. No, Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're going to say Mondays and Thursdays, because I can't remember what day I said. So she's unable to make that. So she's not going to put Evangelist Jones down to interact with us going out. But she's going to let Evangelist Jones know, Evangelist Jones, we going out Tuesday, Monday, but I remember you saying that you couldn't make it. Oh, you going out Monday? No. Yeah, Monday. Why? You can make it now? Yeah, I can go. Okay, I'm going to put you down. What about for Thursday? Yeah, I can come out Thursday. But I can come out Thursday at 5 o'clock p.m. 5 o'clock p.m. So now, the elder is the one that makes the decision. So now, if she decides to come out 5 o'clock, along with Evangelist Jones, so now it's meeting time. because maybe she already set up to go at 2 o'clock. So now to keep Evangelist Jones from being totally out pushed, now we're going to have a meeting. See, people got to know when to have a meeting. Either a meeting or a conference call. Anything that causes all the parties to come together. Okay? So now once everybody's together, then Elder says, okay, I had decided to go out Mondays and Thursdays at 2 o'clock. Prior to that decision, Evangelist Jones had already let me know that she wouldn't be able to go Thursday. I wouldn't be able to go Monday or Thursday. But now she's let me know she's able to go, but she's able to go at 5 o'clock. So I want to know, can everyone else meet up at 5 o'clock? Now, here's the catch. Now, somebody else say I can't come in 5. Well, we can't keep changing. You see what I'm saying? The elder has to make a final decision. And once she makes that decision at 5 o'clock, if we all the way 2 weeks before we going out, why you can't get yourself together to be able to come out? See, it's a ball thrown up in the air. You know, you just got to be able to lead. That's the thing. You got to be able to come to a conclusion and to a decision that you think is best. See, somebody gotta come to a decision. You know, you can't keep saying, okay, well, let me know. All right, well, I can't go this day, I'll go that day. Okay, well, the next person can't go. Well, then you gotta go on. The as they say, what they say, the something must go on, the show must go on, so it gotta go on. Okay, so now going back to the meeting. So now, with that being said, the bishop has said to the minister in reference to corresponding with the vice president, which was myself, that he has to, so he kind of like threw stones at him, right? Then he brought, see, there wasn't nothing for me to say because that didn't have nothing to do with me. He actually was speaking to me about me, and he actually was on my bandwagon. So he didn't say vice president correspond with the president. Him, bishop, and the pastor told him, well, you need to correspond with the vice president because you never know what ideas she got. So that's why I was saying everybody was on my bandwagon. So even if they wasn't, I wasn't planning on saying nothing. I was there to listen. I was there to be obedient because I was told that I was told that I should be there. And then not individually, as everybody, as a group. So once that was said, excuse me, I had to be there. So now here was the stone. Now on my back to church Sunday, the Monday of the week leading into that service of the second Sunday, I goes out. We all supposed to go out and give out envelopes. But the first time we were supposed to do that, it was done through the pantry time, and nobody went out but me, a young lady that does work in the pantry, but she already let me know that she wasn't going because, she wasn't staying because she wasn't getting no mucho money. So she was coming out with me, and then another sister, a younger sister, the younger of the bunch actually, she went out with us. So it was 3 of us that went out. Now the evangelists, the missionaries, the ministers, the deacons, the elders. Those are 5. I ain't gonna say those are the fivefold ministry, but I think the only one is missing is the missionary. So now all of them backed out. The evangelist was there, which was me. The other evangelists did not show up. Well, they did show up, but they didn't go out. So now, 2 things were said to me. Well, just let them know when you want to go out. That's how it was. This is my phone. Wasn't being disorderly, or not disorderly, wrong word, disrespectful or whatever, but you know what you're saying. You know what you did. So for you to tell me to give the order, per se, or the suggestion to the others to let them know when we're going out so that they can go out, that got to come through you, because you shut it down. So that's what that was about. Okay? So now, that's the first. Let it pass. Didn't say nothing. I just did that. So once the response wasn't coming, the fighting wasn't coming, the talking back wasn't coming, then there was nothing to be said, because I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to fight with you, because every time I go to say something to this particular person, it seems to be like going into a back-to-back, not a debate, a back-to-back. And I'm always have to be saying to them, I don't want to argue with you. I'm not here to argue with you. Okay. You're right. You're right. And just leave it be. And don't say nothing. All right. I'm not going to have the last say. Because it's not my church. It's not my role. It's not my, how can I say? It's not up to me. It's not my congregation. Let me put it that way. So I'm not going to fuss with you. So now, the second stone that came was, I guess it was only one. So now, he said, you're going out here all the time giving out envelopes. These envelopes now. Envelopes. For what? For what? What are you doing? What are you doing that for? I can't remember whether behind that he said, for what? Because you ain't talking to nobody or something. No. Thank you, Holy Ghost. He said, for what? Because you're not getting in the service. Y'all not getting in the service. Y'all not doing. That's why I said the stones wasn't really at me, only that one, because I'm the only one that was going out, giving out envelopes. And maybe he was also throwing stones to the young lady that also helps. She had her envelopes. I don't know whether she gave them out or not. And maybe she's talking to her as well. So it was both of us. I don't know whether the elder, I know I heard that envelopes, that she had some left over from the previous time. There shouldn't be none left over, because it's supposed to be 50 that go out. You're supposed to get rid of all them 50. Because out of them 50, maybe one would show up. But you holding on to the 50, you ain't, not even 50. They didn't even do 50. They did 25. I did the 100, because I did 50 in the August and I did 50 in the September. And I'm trying my best to do the 50, because that's what I went to. So now, with that being said, okay, so that's all that was said in reference to that. So I just listened, and but what was going on was that it was like a dad, like, chastising his children. And don't get me wrong, he's a bishop. He can chastise. He can rebuke. He can reprove. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's the evangelist's job. But, hey, you can do that. If you choose to. But my thing is that, and just like I said, this is my opinionated video, is that we was having a meeting. A business meeting, a church meeting, whatever you choose to call it. So I came with the impression that if there was any feedback that was supposed to come back from the congregation, then it should be. I tried to tell the evangelist that when you have a meeting, you're not going to say nothing. Well, I'm going to say something. Because that don't make no sense. That's why this is happening. That's why this not happening. Regardless of why things are not happening, the fact still remains, you're not going to be able to change nothing. Because this is what they've been doing for years. They don't allow feedback from nobody. And if you decide to give them feedback, they get very defensive. Even if you're talking about your own auxiliary. Even if you're saying, well, I decided I'm not going to do this no more because, or I stopped doing it, or it doesn't make sense doing it because I'm not getting feedback from the congregation. I'm not getting feedback from the auxiliaries. Ain't nobody helping me. Ain't nobody working with me. That's another thing. They was talking about money. I asked for money. Everybody got issues with giving money. So I don't ask for no kind of dues or nothing. Then they want to say nobody don't never pay their dues. Well, you got to think about why people ain't paying no dues. Because they can't go in there and get none. When it come down for things to be done inside the auxiliary, it's always said that we ain't got no money. But when I go and kick out my money, then you want to give me back my money. So that means you're lying. You do got money. Where you getting the money from? If you getting it from the tithes and orphans, why are you getting it from the tithes and orphans? Not to say that, wait a minute, let me finish that. There should be an account for the missionary department so that when the missionaries does something, they should be able to go in there and kick that money out. Take that money out. And once you take up your offering, you should be able to put that money back in there. So you should at least, if you got to kick out $150 for something, the auxiliaries in that field, the evangelists and missionaries in that field should be putting a certain amount of money in. So if you take out $150, at least you made a profit of maybe $50. You see what I'm saying? But if you're telling everybody to give them $50, you're going to make back more than $150. But people don't want to give no money. So now, when they go to ask for money to give, you're supposed to just give. Tell me if I'm wrong. You're supposed to be give. And then when you don't give, then you don't love this person. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples if you have love one for another. Yes, it said if you have love for one for another. Not by this shall all men know that ye are my disciples if you give money to show love to one another. It does not say that. And then they gonna take off the if. So this is how it's gonna be read. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, when you give money one to another. That's not what my word says. So now when this money is not given, when these dues are not being paid, when this money is asked for and it's not given by certain people, then you want to get up there and you want to degrade the person. You want to try to make the person feel bad because they didn't give and then turn around and give. No. It don't work in my book. I done got so that people can't, people can't, what's the word? People can't, intimidate me no more. Oh, yes. I was good for being intimidated. People would say things and I'll feel bad. I don't know whether that's the word. Intimidating is feeling bad, or intimidating is making you feel guilty. Because it's a badness and then there's a guiltiness. Right? Or is it the same thing? I don't know. But people used to make me feel guilty. So I'll go and I'll do this. I'll give this to the person, whatever the case may be. But okay. But it doesn't work for me anymore. You know what I'm saying? My money that I'm giving, I pay my tithes. I pay my tithes. Oh, I wonder if Cheryl got my tithes. Let me see. Let me check my Cash App. Because I forgot to tell her. Let me see. Let me go back. Let me see. Let me text her right now while I'm thinking. I'm sorry. Just let me text her. All right, so now going on with the meeting. So once that was said, it was said that we are here. You're supposed to be here entertaining. I was like, wow. I said, before I know it, I said, this ain't no entertainment. No, this ain't no entertainment. And I was like, oh man, I said I was gonna say that, but I didn't say it loud enough for the person that. Well, I did say it loud, but I don't think the person that was talking heard me. The person that was on the side of me heard me and looked at me. And then the person that was in front of me that was listening probably saw me shaking my head. Because I guess the shaking my head indicated that, no, this ain't no entertainment. But once I did that, I said, oh my goodness, I said I wasn't going to say nothing. So let me put my head down. So I put my head, I had already said, in order for me not to show no expressions, because I'm passionate about this, and when it comes to certain things, my expressions come in my face, how I feel about things, especially when it deals with God. Most of the time when it deals with God. Anything else, I just like leave it be. I'll be like, all right, whatever y'all say, whatever you say, or whatever like that, right? So I went all the way down. I put myself all the way to the floor like I was fixing my shoe. And I stayed down there for a good 10, 20 minutes. If you see my video, you'll see me like up. And then next thing you know, you'll see the backside of me. Sorry about that. And you're probably saying, what is she doing down there? Tying her shoe that long? No, I was down there waiting. So I guess I'm going to say until the Lord say, okay, you can get up now. Or until no, you can get up now. So, okay, I'm not going to make this too long of a video because it's already 32 minutes. So, I want to learn to stay focused because I do got ADHD. So, I'm trying to just stay focused on what I say I'm going to talk about. And when I feel like I want to talk about something else, then I'll stop that video and start talking about that. Okay? Is that fair enough? Because I know some of my videos is 1 hour, 2 hours. It'd be like, oh my God. I'll never get no views on that one. I'll never get no likes. So that's why sometimes my videos see I'm going to something else, right? But forgive me. That's why my videos be saying other things. When it be that long, I say other things. But when it comes to biblical, expect it to be long. Because I really go in when it comes to Christ. Okay, so now, with that being said, I'm going to end this one by saying that once I got up from being on the floor, then they started talking about Sunday school, and our pastor was saying to please, that she encouraged you to try to come. We understand there's things that, you can't help, or whatever the case may be, like that, right? So with that, I left it alone. I didn't say nothing. And she was saying, what is the missionary department doing? I wanted to put in there, we trying to run a revival, but we can't do that. You want it done when you want it done. These are services that we supposed to be doing. I'm tired of hearing my bishop say we ain't doing nothing. So when we come up with things to do, y'all don't want us to do it. Y'all want to do it around the time that y'all want to do it. It may not be God's time. What if God said, I want y'all to run a revival from now to December? Oh, it ain't time yet. But the Lord said, run it. Our time is not God's time. And God's time is not our time. So anyway, I didn't say anything in reference to that. We didn't go too hard or too long on the missionary department because I'm doing stuff. You see what I'm saying? Everybody else sitting there, I'm doing it. And every time I want to do something, I hit up and I tell her. Not knowing that they was going to have a meeting, not knowing that they was going to have the meeting speaking on what other auxiliaries doing, but God knew, so he had me going out there and have this back to church Sunday. And it wasn't really for the missionary department, but hey, it's for the missionary department. I'm going to let the missionary and evangelist have it, or the missionary have it. So now, since it's the missionary department, in the evangelist missionary, well, I'm going to say the missionary department, then let the missionary handle it. Let them do their job. Everybody got a 2 cent in it. Why y'all got to have a 2 cent in it? No disrespect to leaders, because y'all leaders. Everybody have their part in the body of Christ. And we are there to edify and help build up the church. We're not here to take over the pastor and the bishop job. Y'all can keep that. Y'all can keep that. Stop. No. I don't want to be no pastor unless God said it. I don't want to be no bishop unless God said it. Because if he said it, then he's going to prepare me for such a job. You see what I'm saying? So I will never say I won't be no pastor. I will never say I won't be no bishop. But what I will say, I will never be in that field unless God wants me there. I'm not going in that lane. I am a driver, and it's wrong to go in the upward lane if you're going downward. It's wrong to make a left turn on a right turn road. It's wrong to come in the intersection, be way in the intersection where the oncoming traffic can't get crossed yet. Even when you're making a left turn, you ain't supposed to have yourself so wide out where the people that's coming in the same lane you in can't pass you. So I know all of that. So I'm going to act the same way in my field or in my lane as a missionary evangelist. So now, once he started talking about the Sunday school and the teachers was talking about, one of the teachers was saying that she ain't got no class, and I got 3 grandkids here. How you ain't got no class? How you ain't got no missionary class? I mean missionary. How you ain't got no Sunday school class? Then you're going to say that we used to go out, the kids used to do a whole lot. We took the kids here. Well, you got experience in it, so you need to talk to the next person. See, me as a vice president over the youth department, and the pastor's son, the bishop's son, is the president over the youth department. There's only but so much I could do. I can come up with the ideas, but if the president doesn't enforce it, it ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. So if he's working 2 and 3 jobs and he can't get off, and during the summer you got a car, but you don't want nobody in it. Everybody got license and everybody got credit cards, but nobody want to rent a car. Nobody want to rent a van. I even told my bishop that the Lord had put in me to start a ministry over here in the Bronx. There's a park right across the street from me. I said, and we need to get this going so that, I say, because there's a lot of young people, young men in my neighborhood. Lots of young men. And the men that's in the church is too afraid to go out and help get these young people in the church. You ain't saying nothing. You in the church, yabbing your mouth, talking about what you gonna do, what you should do. No, you're busy telling us what we should do. But you ain't doing nothing. As my grandmother used to say, stop being the pot calling the kettle black. You ain't doing nothing. You ain't even whistling. But you over there telling the kettle, come on now, you all black. You need to be doing some work. But you're supposed to be whistling. You're supposed to let me know when my water's hot. Since you ain't, I went and got me a kettle. Now the kettle is doing the work. Now you want to talk about, why you gotta be boiling over like that? Well, ain't no water coming out of me. I'm boiling over. Why you ain't boiling? That ain't the point. The point is you boiling. I'm supposed to boil. Yeah, but what's the problem? Are you mad because I'm taking over your boiling? Well, then you need to get the boiling. See, you got something over me because you can whistle. At least if you get the whistling, then the owner will come and remove you first or turn you off. But see, now I got to be all black because you ain't doing your job. Wow. Anyway, that's a joke, but makes a whole lot of sense. The kettles be turning black, right? Because they be burning because they ain't got no whistles. So now, you ain't doing nothing and you busy sitting there talking about what I did this and I came up with this and I would do this and... All right, then. Y'all need to do... I'm not gonna even get into all that was said, because that's not important. I had to think of a word. Lord, give me a word to say. That's not important. So then what's important is that nothing was accomplished. I'm doing my work. Okay, you are doing something. That is good. But nothing is accomplished. I want to do more. There is much more I want to do. But because I want to do it, I come present it to you to do it when I'm ready for it, then we're going to do it. We're going to do this first. Because you want to be over it, and then you pick the people who can do it. No! I'm over the missionaries. You over the flock. This person is over the youth department. You're over the flock. This person is over the choir. You're over the flock. My point is, what am I saying? I'm over the missionary. Let me do my job. That person's over the youth department. Let them do their job. That person over the what else did I say? The youth department, the choir. Let them do their job. But everybody want to be dabbing into other people's affairs. The word says, I've noticed, Paul said, I've noticed that there's been talk about people being busybodies in other people's matters. No, be in your own. But see, if you come out and say such a thing, oh my God, don't you think you was being too harsh? Oh my goodness. Saved people ain't supposed to be having no attitude. Who got an attitude? Ain't got no attitude. I'm just telling you like the word says. So if I can't do my job, then who's going to do it? You're doing it, but you're doing it wrong. That's why it's so much chaos in the church. That's why church ain't moving forward. People getting up, walking out. People come, stay for 2-3 weeks, maybe a month, too much, get up and leave, and you're wondering where they going. Because when the person that's supposed to be going to find these people and witness to these people and talk to these people, you tell them they ain't supposed to do it. Once they come into church, you don't say nothing else. Sounds confusing here. So now, with that being said, I'm going to end this video to let you know that there was nothing accomplished. The only thing that was done in the video of completion was something that never was brought up. So they got somebody to be over the janitorial. And that is only in reference to putting toilet paper and paper towel into the bathroom and soap. They assigned somebody to that. They assigned somebody to noonday prayer. Noonday prayer been going on since I was a child. They just wasn't going. So now I don't know what they talking about. I don't know why they need somebody over noonday prayer, because noonday prayer is from 12 to 1. So now whoever comes out, the church doors is supposed to be open. Your signs I think they should get one of them signs that sit on the ground. 12 to 1. 12 to 1 noonday prayer. Have the little arrow pointing. That's it. Well, what's somebody going to be up there? And the word that was used, carrying on. Somebody should be up here carrying on. Because you're here for entertainment. Woo! That got on my spirit. That got on my spirit. It must have got into the Holy Ghost spirit. Because it was like, no, we're not here to entertain nobody. We not here. Oh, that really hit me. That really hit me. That's why I put my head down to the floor. I said, Lord, you got to help me. That really hit me. Now I see why. They put certain people up there, and they want certain people to lead service. They want certain people to preach on Sundays because of the simple fact, entertainment going on. It's hard for me to go lead in service. I was told my testimonies are too long. Okay, that's understandable. But when I be praising and thanking God, how's my testimonies too long? When people can get up there and talk about their job and they got a stimulus check and, oh, I'm expecting something in the mail and I don't know how much it is, and, oh, God is working things out and we're about to get boiling. I'm using that. as an undercover explanation of what they really is talking about. The whole motive of the convo. So now, those two things. Paper towels, toilet paper, and soap for the bathroom. They assigned somebody to be doing that. Took it away from somebody, assigned somebody. They was supposed to be assigning somebody to be president over the choir. Bishop called it the music department. Pastor Glover said, no, they not over the music department. Don't call it the music department because they not over the musicians, see? And to be honest, the choir is over. Whoever's the president, they are the one that's over the music part. And these are things I could have responded on because I'm a director. And I'm musically inclined. Okay? I play the organ. I play the piano. Well, I don't play the piano. I play the piano and I play the guitar and I play the drums. Not professionally. Well, I'm going to say the drums I could do professionally. But I haven't played in a while, so I'm not down there. I'm more of a church player than a contemporary player. Let me put it that way. I can get behind the drums and have you shouting. You see what I'm saying? But as far as following all this up to upbeat music, no, I'm not that kind of drummer. So me being a director, me being musically inclined, and the other director, you know, we work together. So therefore, why we can't be over the musicians? So you don't want me to be over because my child plays the drums. And you don't want me to be able to tell my child who to play. I mean, you don't want me to be able to tell who's to play on a service that I'm having. So if I decide that I don't want this person to play and I want my child to play, I can't have that opportunity. I got to come to you. That's unfair. But just like I said, these are things that I could have responded to and said something to, but I just left it alone because I already know it doesn't matter because you already got your decision. So then Bishop said, okay, the choir, who's the president of the choir? They spoke to the person, said, I am. Who's the vice president? I am. So not the same person, but I'm saying I to indicate two different people. So, okay, well, you don't want it said to the president. You don't want to give that to somebody else? Yeah, you can give it to somebody else. Well, who would like to be president? And they just asked that. I don't know whether they left it. But there was no decision made. There was no decision. Because, see, nobody don't want to be over the choir. Nobody don't want to be president over the choir because the choir don't want to do nothing. Everybody want to be able to do what they want to do. They don't want the responsibility of telling nobody what to do. See, I ain't got no problem. I don't have 4 kids. And unfortunately, one is deceased now. But God allowed me to have 4 kids. I got 7 grandkids. I'm sure I'm going to have some more. You see what I'm saying? So, I ain't got no problem being over people, telling people what to do. I have no problem with that. Because, see, I can be very stern. And people will be mad with me, but what I say is what I mean. My words say, let your yay be yay and your nay be nay. So if I say no, that's what I mean. No. You ain't come to rehearsal? Where you going? You're not singing. People want to be mad. Oh, you think I'm going to say, oh, where you going? Are you going to say, oh, it'll be all right if you sit down today because you didn't come to rehearsal. Then I'm giving you the opportunity to soften me up by the softness of my voice. No. You ain't come to rehearsal? Where you going? I'm going to say, no, you're not. No, you're not. Go have a seat. Come to rehearsal, you can sing. Now you're mad. You're walking away mad. If somebody told me that, I know I ain't been rehearsing for 2 weeks. And I'm coming up there on the third week of a Sunday. I done got all the emails, all the text messages stating there's rehearsal. And I ain't show up and I ain't even say nothing. Now I'm walking up there, want to be singing. And somebody tell me, no, you can't sing. Or say, I'm going to get mad. Yeah, I'm going to get mad. Because I'm going to feel, what's the word? I'm going to feel my feelings. I'm being my feelings. And I'm the type of person, I don't care nothing about your feelings if you wrong. In God's house. I can't tell you how to run your house. I can't even tell you how to run a church. But if I'm over a particular situation, situation, and also over a certain, I don't know, auxiliary, excuse me, then I should be able to chastise, whether they grown men, grown women, or boys and girls. They always talk about, you got to learn how to talk to people. Watch how you talk to people. Don't be so harsh. You ain't got to say, listen, y'all need to read the Bible and read up on Paul. You need to. Because y'all need to read up on some of them prophets. Because y'all ain't reading. Y'all not reading. Y'all come up with your own conclusion of how people should be talking. Hold up. Let's read about God. So I guess you felt some kind of way when God opened the floor and they fell in there because of their foolishness. I guess you felt some kind of way because God went and strike the people that touched the ark dead. Oh, why did he do that? He should have let him know. He did let him know. He told him, don't touch nothing. That is me. That is my body. Do not touch it. And people should be the same way about communion. Up there, got your hands on top of stuff, and you done did this and you done did that in your mind. Maybe you ain't touch a cigarette. Maybe you ain't touch a drink, but you treated somebody wrong in your mind. And you over there, this doing remembrance of me. Break this bread and drink of this cup. Then you quick to tell people that they're going to die and go to hell if they don't be careful about the communion, and you're going to be condemned, and you're going to be, what about you? Here we go again with that that pot calling the kettle black. All right then. And I think it's the pot, right? So therefore, it's the pot that you use in a boil of water. And the kettle is the one that got a whistle. Oh, I said the kettle calling the pot black, right? But that's the scenario. That's the outline of it. You want to be talking about somebody when your job is not being done. And everybody got something to say about somebody else doing something. Either they're doing it or they're not doing it. And see, let me tell you something. I'm just going to end this video with me saying this. I minds my biz. People go on and do what they want to do. When I worked, I went to work, did my job, and came home. To the point where I was kind of fraternizing with some of the co-workers. My boss told me not to. Be careful with this person. Be careful with that one. Another job I was on, a friend of mine got me the job. The boss comes to me giving me a promotion, and I got a lot of regrets when it comes to jobs I messed up on. Messed up on. And that was a Muslim. My boss was a Muslim. Yeah, he was a Muslim. And he offered me to come in early and start working. I would be opening and somebody else would be closing. But I had to be there early. And he was leaving me. See, I didn't realize it. He said, you're going to be in charge. You make sure the people get... And there was nobody there but me and the bakers. The people that... It was Zorro Bread Basket in South Street Seaport. And he got from that time, I'm sure he had other stores, but he done open up a lot of stores. And I ran into him, just throwing this in there. I ran into him some years ago before my daughter died, way long before she died. She was still a child, per se, preteen. So he was trying to get me to come and manage that store. He said, if you still want a job, here, take my number, call me up. You is a good worker. You make a good supervisor, a good manager, and I'm out to give you a store. You can have the store right there. Could have just stepped on it, didn't. Opportunity that you missed because I let my brain do a lot of talking right here in my head. So with that being said, that I'm saying that to say this, that I mind my biz. I know I'm a good leader. I know I am. Spiritually and naturally. I know I can get work done. I was the PTA president. Went for a PTA meeting, got voted as the president. People didn't know me from Adam and Eve. Well, we want to vote this lady right here. Y'all want to vote me? Yes. You look like you know. You know what to do. And that's what I did. Went up in that school and made them make $5, $6, close to $10,000 from just selling. You know how they sell the candy and all that stuff? I took the candy out. Now they got it now. I probably was the one that started it. Now they got it where when the kids sell candy, they got the piece of paper where you can sell other things. You know, you sell different things there besides candy. So if y'all from the old school, when the kids first started selling, it was just candy. Just candy. I done talked so my coffee got cold. So now, okay, so we're going to end this. I said it before, but I'm going to do it now. So, in conclusion, that's the only thing that was finalized, that was actually done in the meeting. The noonday prayer, the janitorial, but only because they got somebody working with the janitorial part. I guess that's cleaning and all that stuff. Oh, and okay, so it's I keep saying janitor. It's the janitorial, but it's just the bathroom with the toilet paper, the paper towel, and the soap. They assigned somebody to that. They assigned somebody to noonday prayer, and they assigned somebody to it just came to me. And they're assigned to sanitizing the building. And they said they're getting a temperature thing. So if anybody come in there with a high temperature, they sending them home. Well, first of all, if you feel you got a temperature, you should stay home. Oh, that's outside. Okay, so now we about 2 minutes away from an hour. So that's about it. That's what happened. And that's what didn't happen. And that's about the meeting. And after, when they got to the Sunday school, and the person said they didn't have no class. Now, before that, the younger sister, out of all the saints, she got up and left. And then I stayed around, but I was getting myself prepared to leave. And because it wasn't no accomplishment, it was nothing to be said. They didn't even ask, even though I wasn't going to say nothing, they didn't really ask nobody, did they have anything opinion. Now, I didn't stay to the end, so it's a possibility they did. But while I was there, they didn't say that. They went through all the different parts. They said what they was going to say, what they was going to do, and the different auxiliaries they spoke on and got on them for whatever. And I got to admit, they didn't get on me for nothing, I guess because I was doing something. So, maybe because they expected me to say something or to go along with them, but I didn't say anything. And then I got up, I told the pastor, I said, and she shook her head. I went like that. And I left. And so with that, I'll catch y'all later.